How to build a React Native app. Weather today in New York. Best coffee shops near me. Learn speech to text in React Native. Create invoice. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hurricane Web. In today's tutorial, we are diving into something super cool and practical, speech to text in React Native using voice recognition. I will show you step by step how to build a simple yet powerful voice-enabled search bar using the React Native voice library. This is perfect for adding voice control to your apps in 2025 and beyond. Whether you are building a hands-free search feature or a fully voice-driven app, this tutorial has got you covered. So grab your code editor and let's get started. So before we dive into the code, I just want to mention that I will be following this documentation for the tutorial. I will also upload the documentation and the complete source code to GitHub so you can easily access them. You will find the link in the description below. So first of all, we need to run this command to create a bare React Native project. We will specifically use this version of React Native because if we try to use latest version or updated version, then we get error with React Native voice library. So for this project, we must need to use this version. So let's copy it and paste it in our VS Code terminal. So instead of my app, you can give you any app name. So hit enter and wait for the command to complete. So here we can see that our command is completed and we get our app named as my app. So after that we need to go to our app directory. So we need to type cd my app. You can type your app name if you give any other app name. Then we need to hit enter. So now we are inside our app directory, which is my app. Then we need to run our app. So we need to run npm run android. So copy it and paste it here, or you can type manually npm run android and hit enter. So here we can see that our app is running on Android Studio emulator successfully, and all this text and design is coming from app.tsx. For this project we will use app.jsx because we will not use TypeScript. So rename it to app.jsx and also clear all this text because we don't need it, and type rnfe. So here we can give text like hello world, and if we save it control s, then here we can see that our hello world text is showing. Then let's move to next step. So step number 3, we need to install these required packages. One is for capture voice and convert it into text, and second one is for the microphone icon. So let's install those packages one by one. Control C. Here I will kill the terminal. So just run the command. So our React Native voice package already installed. Then we need to run this command. Control C, Control B, hit enter. Then we need to follow step number 4. So we need to go to our Android app source main and then android manifest.xml file inside, and we need to add this. So Let's go to our Android app source main and then android manifest.xml. So here we can see that we have only user permission of internet. So here we need to add permission for record audio. Control C, Control V. Let's align it properly. And then we also need to add this C and add it below record audio. Control S, save it, and then I just close it. And then step number 5. So we need to set up permission for iOS. I don't have access of iOS device, but I will show the process. So we need to go to our iOS project inside info.list. So if we go to our iOS file and then here inside my app we can see info.list, and here we need to add this. Control C. We need to make sure we are adding it below the key and then its below, and then below it we need to paste it. Let's align it properly. Because I am adding from Notion, that's why I'm get some star, so we need to remove those and add this properly. So make sure always add it below the value of key, not below the key. And then save it, Control S, then I close it. And then we need to run npx for install iOS. So I am not showing this process because I am not showing for iOS, but if you are doing this you must need to run this command. And then we need to add this code for show the icon properly. So we need to go our Android app and then build.gradle file inside, and then we need to put it there. So copy it, Control C, and we need to go Android app build.gradle. So if we go Android app and then here our build.gradle. So below our code we'll add it here, Control B, and save it, Control S, and then I'm closing it. So again I'm showing it. So we need to go Android, then F, and F inside build.gradle, not F Android and then build.gradle. We must need to go F and then build.gradle. And then we'll run this command after we complete our code. So let's start to bring the code. Just skip this, we don't need to focus on it. So first of all I will import everything whatever we need, because it's give us headache later. So here I will import React and then use effect and use a state from React, and then import platform from React Native, and then we need to import view text input, touchable opacity, style sheet, permissions Android, and those will come from React Native. And then we need to import icon from React Native vector icons slash material community icons, and then we need to import voice from add React Native voice slash voice. So after that we'll add two state which we need. So we need to type const is listening, set is listening, equal use state, and it will initially will be false, and we need another state which is const search text and set search text equal use state, so here we are using is listening for track if the app is actively listening to our voice, and we are using search text to hold the text when we are type or speaking. Then we need to use our use effect, so we need to type use effect function, so here we need to type voice dot on speech start equal on speech start, and then we need to type voice dot on speech end equal on switch end, and then we need to type voice dot on switch result equal on switch results, and then we need to type voice dot on switch error equal error equal console dot log on switch error, then we need to add permission request for our Android, so we need to type const Android permission checking equal async function. So here we need to type if platform dot os equal Android const granted equal await permissions Android dot request. Then here we need to type permissions Android dot permissions dot record audio, and then title will be microphone permission, and then message this app needs access to your microphone to recognize speech, and then button neutral, it will be ask me later, and then button negative, it will be cancel, and then button positive is okay. So we need to add this for get the permission from our Android device. After that we need to type if granted then equal to permissions Android dot results dot granted, and then we will console log microphone permission granted, else console log microphone permission denied, and then we need to add const get service await voice dot get speech recognition service, then we will console log get services for audio, and then get service, so here we are using get service for recognizing which services our device will use for get speech recognition, and we will able to see it by console log. So we will see it later after complete the process. So after that we need to type Android permission checking, and then we need to type return function voice.destroy dot then voice dot remove all listener, and then here we'll use empty dependency. So our use effect function complete. So in our use effect we are using on switch start for start the voice, and then on switch end when the voice is end, and on switch result to see the result, and on switch error for console log the error. And then we are using Android permission checking function for check the permission or request the permission in our Android device. And then we are using get service for recognizing which speech recognition service we are using in our device. And then we are using voice.destroy.then voice.remove all listeners for clean up listeners when the component is unmounted. After that we'll use our onSwitch start onSwitch end function. So we need to type const onSwitch start equal function. So here we need to type console.log recording started, and then you'll use another function const onSwitch end. So here we are using console log recording ended and set is listening false, because when on speech end will trigger, that time our speech listening will be stopped and this function will work. After that we'll use another function which is on speech result. So we need to type const on speech result equal event, then function, then we'll type console.log on switch results event, and then we need to type const text equal event dot value, and then empty array, and then set search text which will be text. After that we'll use start listening function. So we need to type const start listening equal async, and here we'll use try catch method. So try await voice dot start, and it will be English US, and then here our set is listening will be true, and then in catch method there will be error and console log start listening error. After that type we'll add our stop listening function equal async function. Here also we'll use try await voice.stop, and then set is listening, which will be false, and in catch we'll use error console log stop listening error. So here we are using on switch start, so it logs when recording start, and then we are using on switch end, it logs when it ends and stop listening state, and then we are using on switch results, so it gets speech recognition results and update search text by this, and then we are using start listening, and it starts when speech recognition starts in English, and then we are using stop listening and it stops the speech recognition. After that we will add all the styles for our project, so we need to type const styles equal style sheet dot create, and first we'll type container, and here flex direction will be row, background color will be white, f1 f1 f1, and then border radius it will be 30, and then align items center, padding horizontal 15, margin 20, elevation 3, after that we need to add input style, so we need to type flex 1, height 45, font size 16, and color will be black. After that we'll add our icon container style, here margin left will be 10, and then we will add our dots container, here flex direction will be row, justify content will be center, and align items will be center, and then we will use our dot style. Here width will be 6 and height will be 6, and then border radius will be 3. Background color will be gray, and then margin horizontal will be 2. So our styles are completed. Now we will create our component. So first of all, here I'll give a style. I'm going to type styles dot container. We already added all the styles, so we just need to create our component. Then we need to type text input. Here placeholder will be search here, and then value equal search text, and then unchanged text, that will be set search text, and then style equal styles dot input. Placeholder text color will be dash 999, almost gray color. So our text input also complete. After that we need to use touchable opacity, so we need to type touchable opacity, and then here we will add on phrase equal is listening, stop listening, or start listening, and then we will use our style equal styles dot icon container, and then here we will add is listening, view style equal styles dot dots container, and then here we will add 3 dot, and those will show when we will click on our microphone icon, and this 3 dot will appear. So view styles dot, and then we need to add it 3 times, so control D, and then we need to add our microphone icon. So we need to type icon name, and the size will be 24, and color is almost gray. So our component also complete. So our almost all the code is complete. Now we will run this project. So we need to run npm run android. So here we can see that our app is running on Android Studio emulator, and it's asking us for request permission for record audio. So just click on while using the app. So here we can see that beautiful search bar with the text search here and also our microphone icon. If we click here, it will show the three dot which we built, and also if we click again, if we stop. So if we recap everything again in our code, first of all we add all the import that we need for our project, and then we are using two state. One is listening and another one is search text. We are using is listening to track if the app is actively listening to our voice, and search text we are using for holds the text we type or spoken. And then we are using use effect where we are using on switch start, on switch end, on switch results, and on switch error, and also request permission for audio in our device. And then we are using on switch start to log when recording start, and then we are using on switch end, and it logs when our speech is ends and stop listening state. And then we are using on speech results, it gets speech recognition results and updates search text. And then we are using start listening, it starts speech recognition in English. And then we are using stop listening, it stop the recognition. And then we give the styles for our component. And then here we are using the text input, and here we are using is listening, stop listening, and start listening method. So when we click on our microphone icon, start listening start, and then when we stop to talking, then stop listening work. And these dots we build for our microphone UI design. And then this icon is the microphone icon. So that's all the code. So here one thing is important, that we are using get service in use effect, and with get service we are able to understand which speech recognition service our device using. So with this console log in our Android emulator device, we are using com.google.android.google quick search box, this service for the speech recognition. So this service is coming from our Android app source main android manifest.xml file. Here we are using these queries, and that's how we are getting that service in console log. If we don't use this code, then we will get error. So now we'll update our APK file, and that's why we need to run this command. So we need to copy it. Before run this command, we need to create a assets folder inside our Android app source main. Otherwise, we will get error. So if I kill the terminal and without build the assets folder, if I fetch the command and hit enter, we will definitely get an error because we don't have the assets folder inside our Android app source main. So here we see that we get error. So we need to create the folder inside our Android app source and main folder inside. So create folder assets and save it, and then just clear it and rerun the command and hit enter. So our command is completed. Let's run the project again for make sure it's successfully run. So here we can see that our app is running successfully. Now we'll send the APK file to our Android device. So I will show you where our APK file is located. So inside our project, you need to go to Android, App, Build, Outputs, and then APK, then Debug. So here, this file we need to send in our device via WhatsApp, email, or anyway, and then we'll install our APK file in our device, and then I will show you guys how speech to text is working in our app. So let's do that, and after that I will show it how it's working. So if you guys like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys have any query, please feel free to comment it in the comment box. I will try to reply as soon as possible. So here I have installed my app on my Android device. Now if I click on it, we can see that it's asking permission for record audio. Let's click on while using this app. Now if I click on microphone and say something, it will record and will show on search bar. So let's do that. Hello everyone, welcome to Hurricane Web. Please like, share, and subscribe. Create invoice. So we can see that in our app, speech to text recognition working very well. We also can type in our search bar, that also works. So I hope you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you everyone. Islam is my deen.